We now draw towards the culmination of our event, and we are honored to present the highly anticipated session, the open house with seafarers with the industry. This session stands as a statement to our commitment to fostering direct dialogue and meaningful engagement between seafarers, industry associations, and maritime companies. In the open forum, the seafarers have the invaluable opportunity to pose their questions directly to the esteemed representatives from FOSMA, MASSA, MUI, and other shipping companies and prominent maritime recruitment services. It is a platform where concerns are heard, insights are shared, and solutions are explored collaboratively. Without further ado, I'd like to invite, and as I call up your name, please give them a round of applause, Captain Tushar Pradhan, the General Secretary of the Maritime Union of India, Captain Anshul Rajvanshi.
He's not there, he's not.
I think he has left. We also then call upon Captain Chinna Ruparaju, General Manager of the International Maritime Training Center, Captain Sankalp Shukla, Chairman FOSMA. I don't think Captain Shukla is also with us here.
Pushkal Kapoor.
Like to call upon Pushkal Kapoor as well. And Captain Girish Fadnis, Chairman MASSA, to be with us. And it's over to Captain Shaukat Mukherjee. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, again.
Hello.
Test.
Test. Test.
One minute.
Hello. Hello. काम क्यों नहीं करता है यार जब
Test. Test.
पहले बोल दिया करो फिर.
Test.
Yeah, okay. So now this session was initially conceived due to a request from some seafarers who had asked an open house for seafarers to address seafarer questions. So as I speak now, this is going live, and we have posted this session on social media. It has gone also to all the institutes. I have sent to the principals to send it to all the institutes, all the students. So if they have any questions, they can post online. I would also take this, since we have this as a session addressing seafarers' queries, I would like to call a few more people. If I can call up Arun Mehta, and also Shashank, if I can call up Shashank, and Mr. Deepak, Vineet Gupta. Yeah, so then what will happen is, then we have students who can pose questions. We have seafarers online who can pose questions, and anyway, this is going live. And so we have representation from the MUI, we have representation from MASSA, the FOSMA, we have representation from the training institutes also, and we have also representations of people who are training producers, I mean production of training aids. And so I will just start with a flurry of questions, and then once you talk, we'll get into the groove, and I will request the students also to come out with questions. This is an open house. An open house means you can ask questions to each other out there in the audience, as well as
It's already on.
people on stage, right? And if there is any question which you have that anybody else can answer from the audience, I would like you to answer questions also. But before that, I have a small celebratory announcement to make. And I like making these celebratory announcements so that we are all in this industry, and we should give a thumping applause to someone here who has been elevated to the Vice President's role in C-SPAN, Ms. Captain Manoj Gandhi. Ladies and gentlemen, big time designations come, big time more responsibilities. I'm sure he will be able to serve the seafarers better. And so congratulations, party baki hai, and don't club it with FSM party. Okay, and also one more celebrity is that let's welcome Shashank, who has taken up the new role as Managing Director of MTM. Shashank, welcome, and I'm sure, knowing you for so many years, and I'm sure that you will only do justice to this and much more, much beyond your role. So I will want to start with MUI. And so while I was sitting down, and by the way, we are the official media managers for Maritime Union of India. So we know what goes on behind the scenes also, the MUI, the kind of work that they do. One question which I always get from social media, from lots and thousands, there are 14,000, we have 14,000 people on MUI Twitter, right, on Seafarers. So one thing I always get is, one common question is, how do I become a member of MUI? So if you can address this, it's a very generalized question, but I think when people will be now watching live, so they can answer a lot of people's queries.
Good afternoon first. Thank you, Shaukat, for inviting. And a very good question. Most of the seafarers are not aware that we do have a site where they can go on it and then fill up that form. They can take their printout of the receipt within 10 minutes. We've made it a lot simpler. I will leave my the website details with Shaukat, so that can be put up on the MUI social site also. And there is always the conventional way which we have been doing in the past, and people still do come and drop in to our office in Mumbai at Ballard Estate, and we always have an interaction with each other, have a cup of tea and coffee for the good times. But otherwise, even if you call, we can always send you with on the email or on WhatsApp, we can send you the social site, and they can just go and fill up the MUI membership form. It's quite simple. You just need your CDC number, and then you can fill up everything over there, all the details coming.
Okay, so thank you for that. I also want you to talk a little bit on, last month I came to Goa and I stayed at their Maritime house. I don't know how many of you have stayed there. It's a very, very clean and hygienic maritime house which is maintained by the MUI, which is close proximity to the beach in the heart of South Goa. Very well maintained for seafarers and their families. Sir, if you can just throw some light on that. The maintenance part was exemplary,
These houses, what Shaukat is mentioning, we call that as a convalescent homes. Basically, this is for the seafarers who have need some rest after having some illnesses. They can go and stay there with their families, away from the hustle and bustle of the cities. So when we normally select or procure these convalescent homes, we make sure that they are little away from the main town. So you're having a very peaceful life out there. And we do have one in Goa, which just Shaukat said, it's very nice. There are 2 bungalows, which has 6 bedrooms total. So 3 bedrooms in each bungalow. Spick and span. And the cooks are there who can cook for you. You just have to tell them what you need, and they can do that. And you can relax out there. These all convalescent homes, you can also do the online bookings. We have in Matheran, we have in Mahabaleshwar, we have in Raichok, we have in Mussoorie, we have in Lonavala. There are 2 of them because we have 2 trusts. One is called the MFSWT for the foreign owners, and one is called the MNOWF, which is for the Indian companies. So in Lonavala there are 2 of them. So, and one in Gujarat also we have. So these are there. We are now looking to have procure one convalescent home down south. We are zeroing on it, and I think in say at least 3 months time I should be able to have one over there. So the south belt will have one. So we are doing it region wise, and you all have the facility to use that. We just charge you mere, I think, 700 rupees for a day, fully air conditioned. You have a common kitchen, you have a common dining room, and you have your separate bedrooms. So whoever are the members, please utilize that. And we need more than utilizing, I need a feedback. Because that helps me in improving these convalescent homes. Well, it's nice of you to write the good points, but even if they are trivial points, I want them to be jotted down so that I can get going on this. So it is like when we do a risk assessment, you miss out the initial risk and then you have one blunder happening. So we would like to keep all this spick and span. So people are happy, they should feel that it was the best place that they have gone. You don't have to spend money on it.
Thank you very much. I want to come back to Chinna now, and because Captain Chinna Ruparaju is representing not only IMTC but also the industry training, and you do a lot of third-party training also. So if you can throw some light on, if I am a seafarer, if I want to, what are the courses that you're doing specifically for seafarer, which they can come to you directly?
Well, all our courses are for seafarers, so we almost don't do anything for other industries. And all courses are available for anybody who wants to enroll directly into our programs, although most of the nominations happen through other companies, through our partner companies. So for self-development, we have very good soft skills training programs. We have excellent hands-on training programs like electrical, hydraulics, automation, pneumatics, and so on and so on. So people can freely reach out to us. Now we are very readily accessible. We have QR codes circulating. We have our website is very dynamic now. So, and of course, my number is circulating all over the place. So just reach out, please.
Okay, now I would like to, in continuation to what you said, like to ask Shashank. Shashank, you are, as an industry body, as a company representative, and as a employer of seafarers, how do you know the training needs assessment? I'm not just talking about your own company, but as a whole, do you train seafarers for a larger purpose, or just not maybe to serve on your own vessel? Or do you do some kind of training which will help their as a career growth? How do you choose those trainings for seafarers?
Absolutely. So to address to answer your query, probably it is taken into three aspects. One is seafarer himself identifies a training which is required to upskill, the knowledge or skills which are required. Number one. Second is from ship we always get feedback, whether it is end of the contract performance evaluation or mid-term appraisal, where if a superior, if a head of department identifies that there are some gaps exist, then those can it be filled with either shore-based training or e-learning or whatever. So that is a secondary thing. And third thing is, of course, when he comes ashore for certificate of competency or anything, apart from STCW training, if there are any other training which are required, that can be fulfilled. So basically, this all covers the training which are required for that particular rank or person, and that then it can be imparted.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll come to Arun now. Arun, also being on the helm of perhaps one of the largest shipping companies now, management companies with OSM Thome merger. So I would like to ask you for your cadet recruitment project that you do, and you want to train your cadets. How do you choose and how do you approve? Do you visit all institutes? Do you have a criteria of approving institutes? How do you approve, or how do you set standards as to where to train your cadets from? Is there any guidelines that you follow as a company?
Yes, we do. And the way we look at cadets now,
If you can just...
the way we look at cadets now is not as a cadet program. So we don't run what is called a cadet program anymore. What we run is what is called a future leaders program. So first of all, what we've done is we've rebranded the entire program into future leaders. The way we are going to be going henceforth, this is post the merger, we've done a few things. The way we are going to be going in the future is that we are not going to take into account that we are selecting a cadet. We want to see, and we are going to figure out that we will select people from the perspective of being able to engage them as chief engineers, masters and superintendents in the office. So we want to develop a holistic program which goes all the way from taking somebody and building up the entire career progression path all the way till the top. Is it a challenge? Absolutely. Given the tendency or the nature of ship management, where ships keep rolling in and out, there's a huge churn which happens. But we have taken this upon as a responsibility, saying that we will do this and we will move in this direction. The second thing, which is a challenge, which is what we are trying to address in a collaborative manner with the cadets and the trainees, is how do we do what they need us to do for them not to be a part of this churn from the seafarer side, because we see a huge churn from the seafarer side. So this is not something where we look at it as a transactional thing where we say, okay, we train you, you work here, you don't want to work, that's fine, not a problem. But how do we come down to a point where we reduce this churn? What do they want? So we want them to be having a voice in this entire thing. So one of the things which we have instituted is that we will have a set standard of not just selecting cadets, but selecting partner institutes where we will select cadets from. And we will monitor that standard in a very, very structured and a very regular manner. If we see the trend, we are not going to look at events, we are going to look at the trends. If the trends showcase that that's not happening, then we will be forced to make a change from that particular partner institute. That belies two facts: is not just what is offered in the institute, but what is the product we get at the end after they pass out from that training institute. So the way we are looking at this whole thing now is in a completely different paradigm. We're not looking at it as a cadet program. So you'll see a whole lot of change which will keep coming in as we now move into structuring this, and we are going to do this globally. We are not looking at saying, okay, this is India, this is Philippines, this is this. We are a country which employs 77 nationalities. A company which employs 77 nationalities. So we are looking at this as pure competence. You have the competence, and you can work in a globalized industry. If you are from India, fantastic. If it is not workable, then we are also exploring external markets to be fair and honest to everybody, all the cadets who are looking over here. So this is not just a be-all and an end-all for us, that we are going to stick to this. We will. We have a commitment. We've got one of the largest hubs which we are setting up here. But at that point of time, it is also a commitment which we need to see from the people who want to be a part of this industry.
Thank you very much. I think that explains a lot. Well, I will come to now Vineet Gupta, and I've been always wondering, for where seafarers training is concerned, and coming to you, and David is also there sitting down, and you, both of the companies have their own institutes, like Anglo Eastern. So how do you do the integration? Do you take as many cadets that you can only place on your own ships? This is one question. Secondly are most of the Anglo Eastern seafarers coming from your institute? That's the second question. And the third one is, what about the people that you cannot place on your, are they a surplus? Then what do you do with them?
Okay, thank you, Shaukat. We have an academy where we have a number of cadets which are approved by the DG. We cannot put any number as we wish. The facility, everything, recommendation, everything defines. We have to have approval, so we cannot just put any numbers. So we have those numbers, and then we actually needed, we were a growing company. We have been growing for quite many years, and we started this academy in 2009. That time we had one number of set of, intake we have come ahead of that. So we have always able to place all of them. Rather, we have been taking from outside other academies as well. Okay, so we have never been in a situation unless temporarily at some point of time we have little bit of access. It is not that we cannot place them. There could be a little bit of maybe a couple of months of waiting which will happen, but it has never happened that we have not been able to place anybody on our ships. That is a commitment we give to boys and girls who join our academy, and we stick by it all the time. So there's no chance of not placing them on our ships. To the extent when somebody has not been able to do a justice while working on the ships as a cadet, we still allow them to complete the training. We will not kind of chuck them out halfway unless something which is kind of close to criminal activity, something like very, very undesirable. Otherwise, we will allow them. We will not kind of leave them halfway through in any case. I would request Captain Debu to add something if he wishes.
I was
Captain Debu is right here. He's been
Can I have a microphone in the audience, please? It's already there. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so to add to Vineet, I think he's covered most of the points. But yes, the intake that we take for the cadets currently within the institute is mainly meant for going on board Anglo-Eastern ships. So at this moment, our capacity there fulfills our on-board requirement. And that's the plan at the moment. Maybe in future, we might expand further also, because the academy where we have set up in Karjat, we've got further land available for future development, which we can activate whenever our top management requires. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, so now I'll come to you, Pushkal. I was listening to one of your questions, or maybe a statement that you put the other day, or was it yesterday or today? You said, as a training service provider and somebody who makes manufacturers training aids probably, and in software and related equipment content, you sometimes don't know what to do as part. So I would like you to give an overview of what you do. Number one, what kind of output that you have and how it actually helps directly to the seafarer who's serving on board.
Sure. Firstly, thank you, sir. Very honored to be here. I mean, not surprised. A bit surprised to be here in front of everybody, but thank you for the opportunity. Just to add, so I'm a part of ISF group, currently working as a general manager. I had about 10 years of sailing experience. My dad is there who started ISF group about 20 years back. With ISF group, we are mainly into value-added training and software development. We also do a lot of research work. Since I've joined about 2.5 years back, I'm trying to also do a lot of development in virtual and augmented reality space, along with some other learning management system tools. If I were to only specifically talk about AR and VR, since I'm heavily involved with that, we do understand that it's only an aid to learning. It's not a replacement. It's not supposed to be a replacement to any of the traditional learning methods. So the struggle, and my comment yesterday was in relation to that. Sometimes when we develop certain modules and we go to the market to understand if this is the need of the hour, we don't get a clear understanding exactly if this can be used in a training. Sometimes a lot of these panel discussions were discussing about the faculty not being prepared to use this kind of technology to include in their courses. So that is the struggle that we are facing, but I personally had certain topics which are pain points for me. So I'm right now using my own experience and the experience of the team that we have at ISF to develop certain modules which can be actually blended with the day-to-day learning, either in training institutes or in value-added courses at a senior level. So that's mainly what I'm currently involved with.
Okay, now I want to throw it over to the audience. Students are there as well as online. Sagar, just check if online we are receiving any questions. Is there any questions we have? Yeah. Frank is, everybody knows Frank. Frank is part of the association, the Seafarers Association.
Yes. Good evening, everyone, and it is pleasure of FSM to be here in Goa. And it's nice to see a lot of shipping companies, maritime institutes, and organizations, unions are also the part of this. My question is regarding the trainees, the cadets. Companies must show respect for fresh shipping graduates and understand that throughout the time at the maritime institutes, candidates are taught to be disciplined and have dreams of pursuing their career on board one day. Companies must deal with freshers with human dignity. So when it comes to the placement in the shipping companies, we have hardly on ship maybe trainee OS, trainee Viper, trainee GS, engine cadet or deck cadet. So this must be given the opportunities for freshers to join the ships. And my second question is, we have a lot of discussion about training and the seafarers should be. My second question is, there is a lot of discussion about training and the seafarers should cope up with new technology. But what about the welfare initiative from the companies to the seafarers? Thank you.
Okay, so let me rephrase your question and correct me if I've understood it properly. The first question is, you're talking about the freshers, intakes of fresher, and company should be more, inviting towards welcoming freshers also, employing freshers. And the second is about the
Welfare initiatives
of the company. And are you talking only for the ratings? Or
No, for all.
Yeah, we will.
For all.
Who wants to take this? Shashank?
Yeah. So first question. So when it comes to the berths for freshers, whether it is trainee OS or trainee Viper, cadets, so when we propose, manning model to any ship owner, basically that consists of only few positions or few ranks for the freshers, whether it is cadet or trainee OS. So we cannot have too many trainee OS. Also, it is constrained sometime by budgets. So not necessary that we will be able to put trainee position on a vessel. So definitely our interest and our intention is to have more and more berths and slots available for trainees, because they are going to be our future officers, future part of crew. Having said that, these are the constraining factors when it comes to number of freshers we can put it on one vessel. And secondly, on the welfare part, of course now most of the vessels are already having good internet. Star Crew is another one where it is coming up on many vessels. Then apart from that, there are gymming equipments, other facilities. So some of the welfare activities or equipments are becoming standard part of ship supplies, and we will surely, I think I am talking on behalf of my fellow colleagues, that it's becoming very standard now, irrespective of which company or which vessel you are joining. Welfare things you will see on all the vessels. Maybe if anyone wants to add.
I think that the seafarers are very aware nowadays, and they are aware of their rights. So the shipping companies, even if they do not want, they will have to kind of stand up and provide them all the facilities, all the due which is due towards the seafarers will have to be provided. But it is not that. The established and good companies have also pressure from the higher management to provide a quality service to the seafarers. Okay, so that in case of any personal issues like illness or onboard injuries or sickness, they have to be taken care of. In case of emergencies, even the family members are provided with insurance. Many companies, it is nothing new anymore. Though it was started at some point time back by some companies, now it has become almost a norm, which is a welfare activity. And there have been cases I have seen where the companies have gone beyond their obligation of providing the support beyond the CBA, and they have gone ahead and provided support. So companies are taking care of their seafarers in a very, very compassionate manner. Yeah?
Thank you very much. Is there any other questions we can address? Any other questions? Nidhi, yes. You can have, just get hold of a microphone, yes. It's there in the audience. Wait, hold on.
Good evening to all the seniors present on the dais and off the dais. I am Nidhi Pujari from Ganpat University and an MTM cadet. My question is, as Vineet sir already mentioned in his last session, training one seafarer and some others hiring. So what are the benefits someone will get as a long-term employee? Like we all know about the 3 Ds, decarbonization, digitalization and diversity. What about the 4th D, delight? We need some motivation to stay as a long-term employee. So what are the insights?
I think the first delight is that you are already sponsored. When we started our cadetship, we used to finish and then we used to look forward for the 4th delight. But you're already, you're joining the industry with the fourth delight, but 4D. But anyway, that's the new generation. Anybody from the audience wants to answer this? Or anybody from the stage who answer this?
So you just want to understand, okay, so one of the perspective is what we think what you need. What would create the delight? I think the question which should be there is that you need to engage more, saying that this is what we expect from this career. Okay, so we are hard selling this career because we have seen what this career can do for us. Right? But that's a hard sell from our side. Okay? Why do you want to be a part of this career? And if you start looking at that introspectively, you will figure out what will create the delight. And if there is something which any company can do, and if you are part of a good company, which you are going to be, I am sure they will take the steps which are necessary.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Any other
much.
questions? From the, yes? Can I get a microphone down to the starboard side?
Why the warming up now? Why the warming up?
Good evening, everyone. I am Sriharshake from HIMT Chennai. My question is that automation is way good, better for faster cargo discharging or those things, and it is a huge profitable having automation. But my concern is that as compared to in India, regarding the cyber security, the awareness people are having is very less as compared to other countries. So having a huge automation in our country, whether it will not whether it will not be a threat, like nowadays we can see a huge increase in piracy or attacks between the countries or anything. So shipping being a huge economic, it adds a huge economic value to a country. So being a huge automated sector, whether it will not be a threat, like it can be easily accessed by any other countries or anything.
So let me paraphrase this and try to understand if I have understood your question. You say, you're talking about automation, right?
Yeah, yes.
And you say that automation is everywhere now. So automation also means that there is more and more threat of cyber security.
Yeah,
because of increasing automation. Is that what your question is?
Yeah, yes.
Is it automation or is it basically the ships without people you're talking about?
Is it autonomous or is it automation?
No, automation. In the
automation.
Sense, yeah.
So I can take that. Once again, just to be sure I understood correctly, you're perceiving automation as a threat to the manual employees in the country?
Not a manual employee. According to me, automation which includes sensors and it's basically it also has a data collection and those things. So
Internet.
Cyber security perspective.
Yeah, yes.
Right. So yes, it's a definite challenge. Normally, it's part of a larger debate with automation versus the human being debate, which normally there's no end. It just keeps going on and on. What we have to see, what are the gains to be had, and we have to see what are the pitfalls on the path to optimum levels of automation.
Okay, I will just give you a little answer. See, that this problem is not for shipping only, it is for you, me, everywhere. When you are traveling with your phone and you are trying to use some public Wi-Fi and you use a transaction at the bank, you are under threat, right? You should be aware, you should be literate in that manner. So this kind of a literacy is coming in. You keep hearing about all those kind of scams which are going on right now. So ships are also there. I mean, I'm not sure. Every company must be doing it, but because I'm in a particular organization where we have these kind of training going on every day basis. We have a basic norms, whatever happens, whatever can happen, trainings are happening, and then everybody is literated, kind of taught what not to do and repeated again and again. This kind of literacy is coming. For all the seafarers, cyber security is a full course. People have to understand what the threats are present and what can be done. So when the data transfer happening from ship and shore, at that stage, something can go wrong. Yes, of course, but I think the systems are pretty tight. And as long as you don't venture into the the undesired or blocked sites which are blocked in any case from the company side itself. So chances are very less. It is not very common. You hear that some kind of a cyber attack happens on the ships things. Not very common, but it can happen, no doubt. It can always happen because they are always one step ahead of us, the people who will break these kind of defenses. Okay? Do I answer the question now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so we'll take one last question. Yeah. Okay, since it's a lady, I'll give you the opportunity, one more question. But Gaurav, yes. Can I have one microphone to Gaurav Chabra, please? Oh, okay, so you had the microphone already, sorry. So you can ask your question and then we'll come back to you.
Hello. Yeah. I'm Dipti from JM Bakshi. So from yesterday we heard about all the initiatives and innovations which shipping industry is doing, and including this getting more women seafarers on board, etc. So my question is to all of you is what is it that ship management companies are expecting out of agents? How we can be the part of this changing environment and we can make your life easy?
Can you just speak out a bit loudly so we can? I don't think I was doing something else, and I don't think the speakers understood the question.
My question is, what is it that you guys are expecting out of port agents, to
Okay. So
help you?
So since they are Jembakshi, so what is it you all are expecting out of agents? Is that what?
Right.
Yeah, Vaseline.
Or related to crew handling.
So I think we have to get over the mindset of saying that this is agents versus principals, because in the current ecosystem and the way things will happen in the future, we have already come to a point where everybody has to be a partner. So what we are expecting from agents, so-called, is a partner, somebody who we can not only be tasking and asking, saying their expertise, but also be aware of the fact that yes, it is an economic world, but it has to be a reasonable exchange. The amount of effort which goes into monitoring, managing agents, if that can be a self-imposed thing, you will find that it becomes a relationship of a higher value and higher trust. And I think that's probably, in a very nutshell, the expectation.
Just to add to what Arun mentioned, a couple of practicalities just to answer your question. I think any manager can expect from agents, whether it is husbandry or other services, one is quick and close communication, because we need live data, current information which is happening. Second is, as Arun mentioned, it's a commercial world. So we want minimum delays to the services which agency is providing, because vessels are running with a tight schedule. So we don't want to miss any ETAs or any load port schedule. Third thing is, all the services which are lined up in a particular port, that needs to be, so basically agent needs to understand our requirements, what is required for that particular port or particular vessel, and needs to be kept ready so that there is minimal disruption to the vessel schedule.
Thank you.
One more thing will add up with both the captains who have said, Captain Arun and Captain Jahagirdhar, that the agent is a facilitator about the port, the ship's turnaround. So all the logistics is what you have to actually compile together, inform the master on board well in advance. The documentation has to be in order so that there are no delays. And you see, there is one concept which is always forgotten in this industry, that the master and chief engineer also has a requirement for work and rest hours. What happens is many a times the agent walks in a little later, the master has a long night in, there is a short stay in port also, he has to take some rest and he has to again move out and he has again long sailings. So, has to be a lot of punctuality has to be there. So everything is delivered. Minimum communication should be done once the vessel berths in. Everything should be completed well in advance. And also the immigration customs, this is what basically the agents keep handling it, making sure these are done, the timings of the pilots are arranged, so that there is quick turnaround. The more the vessel stays at sea, the more she earns. Thank you. I hope we have answered it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Am I right, both of you all?
Okay. So I think I have a hard stop now because I don't want to create, another FSM 5 will come 1 year later. But yeah. First of all, you have to ask me whether I'm going to allow your question or not. Then you're just going for the mic. Okay, allow.
Good evening, everyone. Sir, as Sir said, when money is concerned, we face lots of difficulties in training seafarers from conventional fuels to modern fuels. And in that case, what stand we are going to take for the cadets who have been in the training in their colleges?
So what was the first few lines of this question?
We face lots of difficulties to train the seafarers from modern fuels to from conventional fuels to modern fuels.
Fuel?
Yeah.
Conventional fuels to, you mean alternate modern fuels?
Yeah, alternate modern fuels. In that case, what stand we are going to take for the cadets who have been training in their institutes?
I think Captain Debu had mentioned in his panel discussion there are 3 stages. I think we've not reached that stage yet, but anybody wants to take that? He's regarding about modern fuels from transitional age-old fuels to modern fuels, that transition. So what training is being developed for the cadets for these?
So I got the statement, but what's the question?
The question is, he wants to know is there any training to make them adjust to the new fuels when they pass out. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think very nice of you to worry about what you will be doing. You're worried now. I'm very happy to see this, but I tell you, it's like a lighter note actually I'm saying. Whenever a person is passing out from an institute, I passed out from DMET, I did not know what I'm going to do on the ship. Trust me, nothing. 4 years in DMET, 89, I was on the ship, I did not know anything. We learned on the ship, so don't worry, you will be trained to do the job.
And by the way,
you will be trained.
Sir, when did you pass out from DMET?
1989.
So 1989 and this is 2024. वो अभी भी 70% 80% वही fuel चल रहा है.
वही fuel चल रहा है. So don't worry, you will, whatever your training, learning is the basics. Basics will always be there, they will never change. The fuels which are going to come in are the low flashpoint fuels, because they are low flashpoint, so there will be special precautions. You know what a low flashpoint is.
Yeah,
so you will be taught, don't worry. You will be prepared to work on the ship.
Okay, Gaurav, I forgot to come back to you. Let's give Gaurav a chance because, he was in line. I'll come back to you after Gaurav.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Gaurav. I'm from Hilo Maritime Risk Management. My question is to the shipping companies' representatives here. We have heard a lot about new technologies for training, AR, VR, XR, mixed reality, etc. My question is, are we thinking too early? Are we getting early into this game? And is it an aspiration to transform, or it's actually a requirement? Because even the manufacturers of these technology are not sure whether whatever they are creating will add value, and they will get support from shipping companies, training institutes, owners to develop these technologies. It may become a business nightmare for them. So that's my question. Where is the support coming from, and where is the money coming from for this? Thank you.
So I'll attempt to answer this. Okay. So just to put this into perspective, anytime there is transition, which this world is going through, shipping industry is going through, there is going to be, it is always going to be volatile. It is always going to be uncertain. Okay. Each stakeholder will have to put in a bit of an effort, and it is going to be an iterative process. It is absolutely impossible for anybody to look into a crystal ball and say, this will work and this won't work. This is exactly what is required. We are just talking about fuels. Look at the amount of transition in fuels which has started happening. LNG was considered to be a fuel of the future. Now it has become just a transition fuel. It's been now considered or talked about as just a transition fuel. So will investment in technology be required? Yes. Will that have to be supported by business? Yes. Will I have to get somebody to pay money? Absolutely. The point is, what is the value which can be delivered out of that? And if it is sustainable value, yes, there will be investment which will go through it. But it is going to be an iterative process. There will be a lot of things which we will not incorporate in the future. And it is certain things only which will pass the muster. And that's the cost of innovation.
Okay.
If I can add to that.
I think we'll put a hard stop now. Okay, one last question because I have to finish at 4:30. We have a vote of thanks. We can't go on any longer. It's been an engaging section, but we can put questions afterwards offline as well. Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Castro Sequeira, present selling chief officer with Dock and Ship Management. And I'm secretary for All Goa Cements Association. Yeah, so my question is that as I was on both the session from yesterday and today.
Can you please hold the mic away, slightly away?
Yeah, it's okay now?
Yeah.
Since we have gone through the present and the near future, the development in the maritime industry, well, I just want to go to the ground reality. Definitely some of the institute might be doing it, especially Anglo, they have some programs and all. The cadets who have been trained in the maritime academies, are they been taught basic personal safety of theirs while handling? What I understand is that as per their training, on the onboard training, they have to deal with and have to use the power tools and everything. But are they been taught properly that what PP needs to be taken care of? Previously, the case studies have been discussed with them, what needs to be done, how it can be avoided, and what is the risk involved in that, and what extent it can go if they don't, I mean to say just a simple example, while handling a power tool, somebody forgets, he have his goggle on, he puts on the helmet.
Can you make your question in 2 lines so that they get to know exactly what they need to answer?
Yeah, is the ground reality of the safety for them on board, it has been taught in the academies.
See, before I you can, there's a huge lot of work which is done for the seafarers in terms of training and safety management, and there are departments, there are companies are spending crores of money, and so Chinna.
Just to be clear, I'm trying to understand the question. Are you saying what kind of training are we giving for power tools?
Yes, on the power tools, how to handle them, and why I'm giving my own experience. It is not happening on board, although they are coming from good, reputed training.
Right. So
it is not happening on board.
Okay. Because we have shortage of time, I'll be brief about it. See, a lot of thought is given into making the training very similar to the conditions which are experienced on board. Obviously, we have no way to ensure the exact same type of manufacturer. There are hundreds of them available on board ships. So we try and keep the equipment as close as possible to the reality that should be expected on board, and the training is provided on that. Of course, it's the seafarers and the companies whether they have the opportunity to utilize, but that's a different discussion. The means are much.
Yeah, you wanted to say something or?
Very recently we were given this project and we made a video film for specifically safety in handling power tools because of the recent accidents. So that has been distributed very recently also for Anglo Eastern.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm not very happy but glad and to say that this is all good things in life has to come to an end, and this is the official, I think, the end session of the FSM 2024. And I can't be thankful enough to all of you. I can't be grateful enough to all of you for seeing this through, seeing the success of the events over the years. And this is, as I say, official end. And it's a very emotional moment for me because it lasts months, about 8 to 10 months to conjure an event like this. So A round of applause to all of you. All of you, and before I give you the vote of thanks and before I mention all the people, all the partners' names and all, I would like to felicitate, call upon Captain Girish Punjal to felicitate our speakers on stage.